Sylvia Vizcarra was born in Tijuana, Mexico on June 22, 1965, a time where kidnappings and robberies haven't been at a high and violent stage, though many of these experiences extended towards most lower and middle classes. Sylvia enjoyed her life in Tijuana when she was young. Her days of always going outside to play with friends and spending a lot of time with her family are the memories she will never forget. There wasn't a day where she hated living in Tijuana. In time, when she got older, her life began to deal with many back-and-forth travels between Tijuana and San Diego. San Diego eventually became the place where she gave birth to her first child, Jackie Vizcarra. Unfortunately, with no legal papers, Sylvia and her newborn daughter had to move back to Tijuana once Jackie was born in San Diego. At first, she didn't want to have her daughter born in Tijuana due to the bad environment. That environment gave off fear towards Sylvia in many neighborhoods. If you were to make a decent amount of money, people would try to rob you. Schools also became part of a problem. Sylvia didn't want her daughter to be going to a school that didn't give out many opportunities in the future. Nothing was going to stop Sylvia's decision of moving to San Diego. As for her husband, Javier Vizcarra, there was never a day where they lived apart from each other. Every day he would share the same life of traveling. He'd move from Tijuana up to San Diego every day to get to his work as a construction worker. Sylvia and Javier's dreams was to always live a better life in the U.S., so soon enough, on 1981, she moved to San Diego permanently and rented a house in Claremont. Living in San Diego became difficult for Sylvia. In order for her to learn English, she went to school for 1 month, but had to quit because her job hours as a babysitter didn't fit well. Luckily, the family that she was babysitting for was kind enough to teach her English. Over the years, her job gave huge support of wealth for her family, and their life became more comfortable in the U.S. Eventually, Sylvia got her legal residence in 2004 and was able to finally live and stay in San Diego legally. Sylvia's fear from Tijuana led her towards a safe direction in life because years later, in 2009, her nephew was kidnapped. He went to a club and got into a fight. Right when he left the club, the people who he got into a fight with followed him home. When he got home, they went straight into his house and captured him. Sylvia's nephew went missing for about 7 months. The police couldn't find him at all. But Sylvia and her family didn't want to believe that he was dead. Months later, her nephew's uncle found out where he was and reported it to the police. They ended up catching the guys that kidnapped him and came out all beat up when set free. Turns out, there were multiple people captured in the house where Sylvia's nephew was in. Up to now, her nephew is still traumatized with what happened to him. He told stories of what he had to go through when he was captured. But her and her family were happy to hear that he was okay and still alive. In 2012, Sylvia finally lived her dream. She fulfilled the difficult process of becoming a U.S. citizen and now lives in a new home at San Diego with her husband, daughter, and son. After 10 years of her difficult adventures and a tremendous amount of hope by her side, she finally managed to overcome all of her struggles.